Hi, Marianne Croce here from Small Biz Vantage and the creator of 3 Day Weekend System. And I'm glad to be here each and every week to do these lives. I call them Auto Shop Success in 15 minutes. This is an opportunity each week for a shop owner, a leader to be able to look at the business from that 30,000-foot view. So many auto shop owners that I speak to are telling me that they are just so caught up in the day to day that they don't have time to do that. So, this is a quick way each week for 15 minutes to actually make that a priority. That's the first reason I do it. The second reason is for you to take one action item away each and every week. You could listen to me on a live, you could read a book, you could listen to another speaker. And if you go back and you go back to the same, everything you do is the same way, nothing happens. And frustration is probably the only thing that happens. The magic is in the doing, the implementing, and it doesn't take massive changes. Small shifts make a big difference. They make a huge impact that causes a ripple effect. So those are the two reasons that I'm here and I do these lives every week. This is such a giving group. If you find it valuable, please share it with another shop owner, someone that you know that needs to hear this. The common question that I get asked is, Marianne, who do you work with? Because the automotive industry is a big industry. It's huge. And I work with single location auto shop owners. These are owners that are feeling like they're going 24/7. They feel consumed by their business. They've reached some milestones. They've had different levels of success. And now what they want to do is have a life. So that's where I come in and help. So this week's topic is hiring or process problem. And when we think about it, hiring is a big, big challenge for a lot of shop owners. It's something that all industries are dealing with. And I've actually heard this 3 times in the past week. This is exactly what people have said to me. There's just no one out there who wants to work. But here's the truth. You don't attract good people by chance. And you definitely don't keep them by accident. And I say that from experience because I'm a shop owner for 25 plus years. I'm guilty of making bad hires. I'm guilty. I remember those days. It was really, really frustrating. So today I really want to unpack this lessons that I've learned and things that I've implemented for myself and help with clients that they've gotten results from the success. So when you think about it, if most hires end up leaving or they fail, you have to let them go. It's time to look at your process, not the people. Because what usually happens is the following. You're short-staffed, so you hire in a panic. I've done that. I remember that in our early days. You skip the proper onboarding because you're so busy. And then, they just kind of get thrown into the shop. They walk into disorganized chaos and they can feel it. No clear expectations are set for them. There's no clear feedback or a path going forward. They really don't know what is expected of them. And they either end up quitting or you have to let them go and you call it a bad hire. So now you're back to square one, frustrated, tired. And what happens is you blame the job market. It just confirms there's no one out there who wants to work. And then the cycle just repeats again. So here's what's really happening in those situations. Good people need clear expectations that they really want that. They need that. Professionals want to be treated like professionals. Your hiring system is only as good as your shop's day-to-day culture. So you may have a system, But if nobody's following that system, if everybody's not working together as a team, the system doesn't matter. So, because good people want more than a job, they want a shop that they could be proud to be part of. So, again, I'm going to say in most cases, you don't have a hiring problem, you have a process problem. Now, I want to reframe this because we know that cycle happens, the panic hire, the no onboarding, the disorganized day, good tech service advisors, whatever role you're hiring for, they leave. And then we just say, okay, there's no good help out there. Here's something that you can do. Keep in mind that consistency is key. So here's something that you could start with today. Use a checklist for the hiring steps. So put your hiring process into place and use that checklist for every single hire, every single interview, every single post that you do. Make sure that you're following that process, those steps. When you are talking to someone, set up a 30-day, 60-day, and 90-day expectation. So for an example, one thing that I've done when I've interviewed candidates for job openings, I've asked them on the interview after we went through a bunch of different things, they understood the job description. What is your goal for the next 30 days? What would you like to accomplish? Some of them have that goal, and some of them, it's like talking to a deer in a headlight. So what is it that they want to accomplish in the next 30 days to really own that role, make their mark? And so now going forward, I want to say, don't hire another tech, another service advisor, whatever it is that you're looking for in your shop until you fix your first impression. So a lot of times what happens when I start saying these things, and you may be thinking this yourself, well, Marianne, no one is applying, or I'll get people that apply, but then they ghost me. So let's reframe this. If people aren't applying, maybe it's not just the job market. Maybe it's your job post, your reputation, or the process that's repelling them. So I want to really look at the challenge here with visibility, right? Where are you posting? Are you only posting on certain job sites, or are you using your network? Think of your team. Think of your customers. Think of suppliers, vendors. Think of business partners that you have in the area locally. Do they know that you're hiring? Make sure that you're using your network, not just one job service. Does your ad sound like every other ad? Must be ASE certified. We're a fast-paced environment here. Or does it actually sell the job? Because there's a gap there, right? Those people that you really want to hire aren't looking for that cookie cutter ad. They're looking for something that stands out. So if techs are ghosting interviews, ask yourself, how did you do the follow-up? What did you do? How long did it take for you to follow up with them? So they say that they want to apply for the job. What's your process? Did it take you a day? Did you follow up the same day? Did it take you a week to see it or realize it? So was the process clunky? Was it slow? Was it unclear? They weren't sure what the next step was. You want to make it as simple as possible, because the people today that are looking for a job, they want to see professionalism before they show up. So they're critiquing you before you even get a chance to interview them. If the first impression isn't smooth, they'll ghost. And you have to remember, they may be applying for 10 different jobs. So they're going to reach out to the first person that contacts them. So when they ghost, a lot of times it's not because they're lazy, but it's because they don't trust the opportunity that's been given to them. And if they are ghosting or they don't show up for some reason, they miss the call, that's feedback. It's not failure. A lot of times we get frustrated at that point and we give up, throw our hands up in the air. But really, what it's doing is it's showing you where to improve your approach. So, I want to share with you a tip. If you're not getting traction, then your ad might be blending in with all the others, or it might be repelling the right people. So, what you want to do is you want to make it a magnet by leading with the things that make your shop different. What is that? Think about it. Make a list of those things. What makes you different? And if you can't come up with something, you need to dive a little bit deeper. You want to put those things in there, not just what you demand from them, because that's what all other ads are like. So, a suggestion here, something that you might want to consider, is to list your core values. Show them growth, career growth, not just give them a list of tasks that they have to do. And mention your professional team first culture. Talk about that because good people want more than a job. Again, they want to shop where they're proud of working. They want to shop where they look at it and say, this is something bigger than me. So I always leave you with a challenge. And this is about taking action this week. So pick one part of your hiring or your onboarding process and go back in, review it, and clean it up before you even post another job ad. Because what you do with a new hire is just as important as who you bring in. And as far as a pro thinking tip, I really want to suggest that it's not necessarily the people. There are a lot of people out there, a lot of businesses out there that are trying to hire, not just in the automotive industry. And a lot of those skills are transferable. So a pro thinking tip would be don't just look for people necessarily in our industry. There are a lot of good people out there that have the skills, that have the qualities that would really fit well into your shop. So think about that. So that's it for this week's Auto Shop Success in 15 minutes. I'm glad you're here. If you watch this on the replay and you have a comment or a question, please type it in. I will answer all of them and have an enjoyable week.